日本語を単語帳で覚えた人はいませんよね。単語は文章中で覚えるのが自然なのです。英文ヒントで単語を覚えた生徒さんは、次に文章で出会ったとき、イメージが勝手に浮かんだ。単語の使い方やニュアンスを理解できた。何より単純な暗記地獄から抜け出せた。
Let's get started. Rebuke. We rebuke inappropriate behavior.
rebuke を非難する。
Allege. I allege with belief that it is true.
allege を断言する。
Shun. You shun things you dislike.
shun を回避する。
Propitious. Finding something propitious would make it a lucky day.
propitious 縁起の良い。
Lustrous. The metal is polished to be lustrous.
lustrous 光沢のある。
Elude. We try to elude something dangerous.
elude を逃れる。
Divulge. I will divulge my personal information.
divulge を公開する。
Condone. They condone the actions of their subordinates.
condone を容認する。
Precarious. I was worried in a precarious position.
precarious 不安定な。
Luscious. A luscious gemstone.
luscious 魅惑的な。
Spasmodic. This is a spasmodic condition.
spasmodic 痙攣性の。
Irate. I don't want to deal with an irate person.
irate 激怒した。
Parley. She engages in parleying with the opposing country.
parley 交渉する。
Dilapidated. A village dilapidated by the epidemic.
dilapidated 荒廃した。
Ravenous. The sight of people who were ravenous depicted famine.
ravenous 貪欲な。
Berate. It's not good to berate children.
berate をガミガミ叱る。
Salient. I am praised for my salient achievements.
salient 際立った。
Protrude. Do not let your mouth protrude.
protrude 突き出す。
Fret. I am fretting about the actions of the other person.
fret を心配している。
Replenish. We replenish the shelves with merchandise.
replenish を補給する。
Delude. He deludes himself with unrealistic stories.
delude を惑わす。
Quench. You quench the raging fire.
quench を消す。
Inundate. The storm inundated the river.
inundate を氾濫させる。
Parry. I parry the attack of the enemy.
parry 受け流す。
Camaraderie. Friendship encourages camaraderie.
camaraderie 友愛。
Defamation. He is facing online backlash due to defamation.
defamation 誹謗中傷。
Exuberance. You have exuberance when the weekend comes.
exuberance 活気がある。
Mayhem. We cannot settle this mayhem.
mayhem 混乱。
Debacle. I cannot recover from this debacle.
debacle 大失敗。
Complicity. He has been apprehended as a complicity of that criminal.
complicity 共犯。
Gibberish. He is so gibberish that I can't understand anything he said.
gibberish ちんぷんかんぷん。
Scrupulous. His work is always scrupulous.
scrupulous 几帳面な。
Erratic. It is too erratic to predict the tendency.
erratic 不規則な。
Diligent. He is diligent and superior.
diligent 勤勉な。
Referral. I checked the referrals of the recruiting company.
Referral.
紹介参照。
Sojourn. I will sojourn in this place for a while.
Sojourn.
滞在する。
Acquit. The court acquits him due to a lack of evidence.
Acquit.
に無罪を言い渡す。
Snare. You are prohibited from catching wild creatures by snares.
Snare.
を罠で捕まえる。
Verdict. The jurors reached a verdict.
Verdict.
評決。
Plaintiff. I am prosecuting as a plaintiff.
Plaintiff.
原告。
Eclectic. An eclectic approach is necessary during the negotiation.
Eclectic.
折衷的な。
Intrinsic. Each individual has their own intrinsic identity.
Intrinsic.
固有の。
Apathetic. A broken heart makes her apathetic.
Apathetic.
無気力な。
Antagonism. He appears to have an attitude of antagonism.
Antagonism.
敵対。
Obsolete. Nowadays, it is an obsolete machine.
Obsolete.
廃れた。
Truncate. Let's truncate the long list to save space.
Truncate.
を切り捨てる。
Void. Fill out the required elements in the void space.
Void.
空白。
Bolster. He bolsters his friend who is depressed.
Bolster.
を支える。
Afflict. Conversely, you are likely to afflict your friends.
Afflict.
を苦しめる。
Indulge. After your success, you indulged yourself.
Indulge.
を甘やかす。
Bail. I handle the bail for my colleagues.
Bail.
保釈金。
Perspire. Exercises make us perspire.
Perspire.
発汗する。
Transcend. My records in English transcend.
Transcend.
超越する。
Pounce. By showing your weakness, the enemy pounces on you.
Pounce.
急に襲いかかる。
Stint. We have to stint our time.
Stint.
出し惜しむ。
Confiscate. We confiscate the dangerous objects.
Confiscate.
を没収する。
Denote. This report denotes your mistakes.
Denote.
を示す。
Smear. Don't smear their reputation.
Smear.
を中傷する。
Decry. The populace decried and impeached him.
Decry.
を非難する。
Squint. I squint against the blinding light.
Squint.
目を細める。
Intimate. It was an intimate relation.
Intimate.
親密な。
Erroneous. You have an erroneous understanding about it.
Erroneous.
誤った。
Perpetual. A perpetual attack.
Perpetual.
絶え間のない。
Rigorous. They can pass rigorous tests.
Rigorous.
厳しい。
Profuse. A profuse amount of gold.
Profuse.
大量の。
Lubricate. I lubricate the creaking pulley.
Lubricate.
に油をさす。
Lambaste. Stop lambasting her error.
Lambaste.
を責め立てる。
Demolish. We overwhelmingly demolish the enemy.
Demolish.
を粉砕する。
Allocate. He allocates the remaining food.
Allocate.
分配する。
Extort. Don't extort your child to study.
extort,
を強要する。
Anonymity. We respect that anonymity for the witness.
anonymity,
匿名性。
Raid. The raid began.
raid,
襲撃。
Configuration. We checked the configuration first.
configuration,
外形。
Icon. That's the icon of Christ.
icon,
肖像。
Hassle. Don't hassle.
hassle,
言い合い。
Brawl. The brawl occurred with the opposing team.
brawl,
怒鳴り合い。
Pundit. This information comes from the pundit.
pundit,
消息筋。
Toll. The toll of this disaster is numerous.
toll,
犠牲者数。
Specimen. I gather them as specimens.
specimen,
標本。
Offender. He will be incarcerated as an offender.
offender,
犯罪者。
Stringent. We have to obey these stringent criteria.
stringent,
厳しい。
Lurid. Her dress is always lurid.
lurid,
けばけばしい。
Astute. He is astute and alert.
astute,
抜け目のない。
Prosperous. His family is prosperous.
prosperous,
裕福な。
Inept. This process is inept and problematic.
inept,
不適当な。
Solely. He is famous solely as a poet.
solely,
孤独の。
Archaeological. That ruin is a major discovery in archaeology.
archaeological,
考古学上の。
Irrelevant. They accused us based on an irrelevant connection.
irrelevant,
不適切な。
Anti-war. She is an anti-war activist.
anti-war,
戦争反対の。
Prolific. He is famous for his prolific work as an author.
prolific,
多作の。
Dictate. Please dictate my words.
dictate,
を口述する。
Convict. Based on evidence, he is convicted of his guilt.
convict,
有罪を下す。
Prevail. This treatment method will prevail in society.
prevail,
普及する。
Provoke. That failure provoked his anger.
provoke,
怒らせる。
Obsess. Fear obsessed me.
obsess,
取り付く。
Substantiate. I substantiate the validity of this invention.
substantiate,
実証する。
Allay. It allays my anxiety.
allay,
を和らげる。
Liquidate. They have to liquidate their enterprise.
liquidate,
を生産する。
Tumble. The puppy is tumbling.
tumble,
転げ回る。
Nurture. She nurtures many children.
nurture,
を育てる。
Refute. I refute Mr. Hiroyuki.
refute,
を論破する。
Appease. We appease the irate customer.
appease,
なだめすかす。
Gloat. Since his scheme succeeds, he gloats.
gloat,
ほくそえむ。
Rebel. We rebel against our government.
rebel,
背く。
Portray. You portray the scenery.
portray,
を描く。
Clemency. You portray the scenery.
Clemency.
寛大さ。
Anthropology. Anthropology is the study of humans.
Anthropology.
人類学。
Boon. We enjoy our boon.
Boon.
恩恵。
Trajectory. The rocket's trajectory changes.
Trajectory.
軌道。
Eulogy. The eulogy for him increases.
Eulogy.
賛辞。
Gorge. The landscape of a steep gorge.
Gorge.
渓谷。
Zoology. We view wild animals from the perspective of zoology.
Zoology.
動物学。
Asset. I manage our asset.
Asset.
資産。
Mantle. The mantle symbolizing of the president.
Mantle.
マント。
Vicinity. It is located in the vicinity of the financial area.
Vicinity.
周辺地域。
Statistically. You analyze it statistically.
Statistically.
統計学的に。
Submissively. We accept them submissively.
Submissively.
いいダクダクと。
Drastically. Drastically I counter-argue.
Drastically.
思い切って。
Overly. It is overly detailed.
Overly.
過度に。
Irreparably. The conflict is so intense that it is irreparable.
Irreparably.
修復できないほどに。
Effigy. It's a peculiar effigy.
Effigy.
人形、肖像。
Concord. Now Concord is more important than any other.
Concord.
調和。
Plagiarism. It is illegal due to plagiarism.
Plagiarism.
盗用。
Platitude. A platitude is sometimes better for conveying the message.
Platitude.
平凡な言葉。
Inhalation. He utilizes nasal inhalation for breathing.
Inhalation.
吸入。
Deportation. The verdict is deportation.
Deportation.
海外追放。
Extermination. The extermination of the pathogen is an urgent priority.
Extermination.
根絶。
Compunction. I am struggling with my compunction.
Compunction.
良心の呵責。
Legitimacy. The inheritance doesn't have legitimacy.
Legitimacy.
合法性。
Solidarity. Solidarity with siblings is important.
Solidarity.
連帯。
Rein. You loosen the reins.
Rain.
手綱。
Culmination. His popularity reaches its culmination.
Culmination.
最高点。
Barrage. Deploy the barrage.
Barrage.
弾幕。
Affinity. I feel an affinity.
Affinity.
親近感。
Surplus. I can achieve a surplus in this term.
Surplus.
黒字。
Placid. I find solace in the placid scenery.
Placid.
穏やかな。
Intangible. It is intangible like a ghost.
Intangible.
実体のない。
Deplorable. That disaster is deplorable.
Deplorable.
悲惨だ。
Invincible. The invincible fleet.
Invincible.
無敵の。
Inherently. He is inherently talented.
Inherently.
生まれつきの。
Dense. That train is dense.
dense,
混み合った、
Soggy. The soggy ground.
soggy,
びしょびしょの、
Sane. I remain sane.
sane,
正気の、
Intact. We are intact before battle.
intact,
無傷の、
So-called. He is a so-called genius.
so-called,
いわゆる、
Pulverize. I pulverize the solid salt.
pulverize,
を粉砕する、
Incapacitate. Let's incapacitate our enemy.
incapacitate,
から能力を奪う、
Correlate. The two matters are correlated with each other.
correlate,
と相関関係がある、
Descend. The ranking has descended.
descend,
下げる、
Depict. We depict our situation clearly.
depict,
を描く、
Debase. Many counterfeits debase our product.
debase,
の価値を落とす、
Remit. We remit the money to our home country.
remit,
を送金する、
Embroil. The situation is embroiling us in the war.
embroil,
巻き込まれる、
Revitalize. To revitalize the economy.
revitalize,
を生き返らせる、
Manipulate. To manipulate public sentiment.
manipulate,
を操る、
Revoke. The police revoked my driving license.
revoke,
を取り消す、
Prescribe. To prescribe a specific medication.
prescribe,
を処方する、
Integrate. To integrate the abundance of information.
integrate,
をまとめる、
Supplement. To supplement a lack of nutrition.
supplement,
補う、
Whine. The puppy is whining.
whine,
くんくん泣く、
Hallucination. This medication is causing hallucinations.
hallucination,
幻覚、
Additive. She's concerned about taking food additives.
additive,
添加物、
Hoax. There are too many hoaxes involving children.
hoax,
悪ふざけ、
Prediction. What is your prediction about the current economy?
prediction,
予測、
Influx. An influx of fans caused the concert to be suspended.
influx,
殺到、
Resilient. They are resilient comrades confronting troubles.
resilient,
気力のある、
Thermal. I feel better after using thermal water.
thermal,
温かい、
Sophisticate. This dress is sophisticated.
sophisticate,
洗練された、
Disruptive. This attack is so disruptive.
disruptive,
破壊的な、
Cognitive. A gem with cognitive brilliance stands out.
cognitive,
輝きのある、
Alliance. We look for our alliance to confront the enemy.
alliance,
同類、
Coverage. Conduct research on our market coverage.
coverage,
普及率、
Activist. She is an activist against nuclear power.
activist,
活動家、
Trait. We observe his traits.
trait,
特徴、
Proponent. She is famous as a proponent of nature.
proponent,
擁護者、
Offspring. He is an offspring of the Tokugawa clan.
offspring,
子孫、
Thesis. It is a crucial thesis for the professor.
thesis,
論文、
Famine. The famine caused by a severe crop failure.
famine,
金、
Contradiction. There are many contradictions in your explanation.
Contradiction.
矛盾、
Reticent. This class has plenty of reticent individuals.
Reticent.
無口な、
Scruffy. Your attire looks scruffy.
Scruffy.
だらしない、
Cohesive. Victory is thanks to the cohesive team effort.
Cohesive.
結束した、
Audacious. We can see his audacious talent.
Audacious.
勇敢な、
Latent. Her latent ability.
Latent.
隠れた、
Array. An array of soldiers.
Array.
整列、
Ulcer. An ulcer in his stomach was detected.
Ulcer.
海洋、
Suite. I'm staying in a suite.
Sweet.
スイートルーム、
Squeak. A monkey squeak makes noise.
Squeak.
キーキーと鳴く声、
Condemnation. It is apparent that this behavior is a matter of condemnation.
Condemnation.
糾弾されること、
Attrition. The soldier's attrition here is critical.
Attrition.
消耗、
Inveterate. He has developed an inveterate practice.
Inveterate.
常習的な、
Exempt. An exempt tax.
Exempt.
免除された、
Gallant. He remained gallant in a predicament.
Gallant.
堂々とした、
Indelible. His fame can leave an indelible mark.
Indelible.
消せない、
Extraneous. It's an extraneous remark.
Extraneous.
本質的でない、
Prod. I was prodded to proceed my task.
Prod.
をせかす、
Abduct. To abduct a VIP.
Abduct.
誘拐、
Abscond. He absconded to evade judicial prosecution.
Abscond.
逃亡する、
Inculcate. The mentor has inculcated values in me over time.
Inculcate.
を教え込む、
Taunt. Don't taunt your colleague.
Taunt.
をなじる、
Dawdle.
Don't dawdle unnecessarily. Dawdle.
ぐずぐずする、
Tally.
Her words don't tally with any evidence. Tally.
と符合する、
Rebuff.
Rebuff the offer. Rebuff.
を跳ねつける、
Douse.
Dousing the torch, it became pitch black. Douse.
を水につける、
Regress.
We cannot regress any further. Regress.
後戻りをする、
Prosecute.
I prosecute the defendant. Prosecute.
起訴する、
Implement.
I implement my promise. Implement.
を履行する、
Undermine.
Alcohol undermined the health. Undermine.
を取り去る、
Resurrect.
We resurrect the old law. Resurrect.
を復活させる、
Dismantle.
I dismantle the old machinery. Dismantle.
を分解する、
Veracity.
Lie and veracity. Veracity.
正直さ、
Brunt.
I bear the brunt of criticism. Brunt.
矛先、
Premise.
List out the premises. Premise.
前提、
Allegiance.
He swore allegiance to his country. Allegiance.
忠誠、
Prodigy.
He is a musical prodigy. Prodigy.
振動、
Clump.
The mushrooms are clumping together. Clump.
群生する、
Permeate.
The smoke permeates the room. permeate,
に侵入する。
deviate,
they deviated from the target, deviate,
外れる。
extol,
I extol the award-winning piece, extol,
を激賞する。
relinquish,
they relinquished their demands, relinquish,
を放棄する。
sediment,
I can see the sediment at the bottom of the river, sediment,
沈殿物。
rodent,
beavers are rodents, rodent,
齧歯類。
peer,
she is just a peer, peer,
同僚。
forgery,
detecting that it is a forgery, forgery,
贋作。
senescence,
senescence is a natural part of life, senescence,
年齢を重ねること。
demise,
the demise of the company led to significant changes, demise,
死亡。
paleontology,
paleontology is the study of ancient life, paleontology,
古生物学。
mortality,
bacterial infections have a high mortality rate, mortality,
死亡率。
altruism,
he is adhering to altruism, altruism,
利他主義。
detriment,
size of detriment in cases of violation is huge, detriment,
損害。
execute,
we have the right to execute laws, execute,
を執行する。
abolish,
we abolish the death penalty, abolish,
廃止する。
deter,
no one can deter me from speaking the truth, deter,
をやめさせる。
exonerate,
we can exonerate him from blame, exonerate,
を解放する。
hail,
the crowd hailed her with cheers, hail,
を看護して迎える。
mandatory,
it is not mandatory, mandatory,
強制の。
cognitive,
the cognitive faculty of his is getting worse, cognitive,
認知の。
illicit,
they were illicit business dealings, illicit,
不正な。
decent,
I can't say it is decent clothing, decent,
きっちりした。
negligible,
don't bring up your negligible mistakes, negligible,
無視してよい。
disrupt,
you must not disrupt here, disrupt,
を崩壊させる。
infer,
he can infer many things in one moment, infer,
を推論する。
decay,
that decays the organization, decay,
腐らせる。
plague,
Europe was plagued by the Black Death, plague,
伝染病に罹患させる。
eradicate,
it eradicates a virus, eradicate,
を撲滅する。
membrane,
the tympanic membrane was ruptured, membrane,
膜。
fraction,
only a fraction of the population came, fraction,
波数。
clout,
you have clout, clout,
影響力。
autism,
autism diagnostic agent, autism,
自閉症。
pathogen,
he is studying the pathogen, pathogen,
病原体。
exasperate, I was exasperated at his apathetic attitude,
exasperate,
をイライラさせる。
prank, you pranked your colleagues with a fake insect,
prank,
にいたずらをする。
fray, his nerves are frayed,
fray,
をすり減らす。
feign, I feigned moving to the right,
feign,
のふりをする。
heave, he heaved the heavy box,
heave,
持ち上げる。
Paltry. It is just a paltry excuse.
Paltry.
つまらない。
Malevolent. The result appears to be a malevolent act.
Malevolent.
悪意ある。
Banal. All are banal works.
Banal.
平凡な。
Contentious. Give this job to the person who is the most contentious.
Contentious.
議論好きな。
Incongruous. Her top and bottom clothing are incongruous.
Incongruous.
調和しない。
Elusive. There is an elusive problem.
Elusive.
捉えがたい。
Obscure. This answer is obscure, isn't it?
Obscure.
不明瞭な。
Derelict. The derelict officer shunned his duties.
Derelict.
無責任な。
Culpable. He may accuse you of culpable negligence.
Culpable.
過失のある。
Murky. He has a murky history.
Murky.
後ろめたい。
Gist. I explain the gist of the report.
Gist.
要点。
Reprisal. We'll use a new weapon in reprisal.
Reprisal.
報復。
Interlude. I have to leave here during the interlude.
Interlude.
幕合い。
Antiseptic. Antiseptic is not allowed.
Antiseptic.
防腐剤。
Quandary. I am in a quandary.
Quandary.
板挟み。
Identical. Thereafter, identical wording has the same meaning.
Identical.
同一の。
Accountable. You are accountable to me for his actions.
Accountable.
責任があって。
Adverse. I'm facing an adverse wind.
Adverse.
反対の。
Disparate. The two companies had disparate goals.
Disparate.
異なる。
Unprecedented. It was an unprecedented output.
Unprecedented.
空前の。
Broach. To broach a subject.
Broach.
に穴を開ける。
Recede. After the waves receded, we came to the seashore.
Recede.
退く。
Implicate. It won't implicate others in trouble.
Implicate.
を関係させる。
Ratify. To ratify a treaty.
Ratify.
に批准する。
Trim. Trim your nails.
Trim.
を刈り込む。
Venue. You can change the venue.
Venue.
予定地。
Ward. Here is a medical ward.
Ward.
区画。
Reproduction. Asexual reproduction.
Reproduction.
再現。
Reductionism. Reductionism simplifies complex phenomena for explanation.
Reductionism.
還元主義。
Plow. The farmer doesn't have a plow.
Plow.
好き。
Nominally. Nominally he is our boss.
Nominally.
名目的に。
Vehemently. They protested vehemently against it.
Vehemently.
強烈に。
Blatantly. You blatantly disregarded the laws.
Blatantly.
露骨に。
Allegedly. He's allegedly under the investigation.
Allegedly.
噂では。
Supposedly. It was supposedly made in 18C.
Supposedly.
推定では。
Defunct. Resurrect a defunct law.
Defunct.
廃止された。
Covert. Our covert negotiations have been discovered.
Covert.
内密の。
Furtive. Her furtive glance was impolite.
Furtive.
こそこそする。
Preemptive. A preemptive right.
Preemptive.
専売権のある。
Overt. The overt hostility from him is dangerous.
Overt.
明白な。
Jest. Don't make a jest of him.
Jest.
冗談。
Homage. We do homage to HRH.
Homage.
敬意。
Paragon. It is a paragon of arts.
Paragon.
手本。
Pigment. A blue pigment.
Pigment.
色素。
Relapse. I had a relapse of my toothache.
Relapse.
再発。
Part 2. Rebuke.
を非難する。
Allege.
を断言する。
Shun.
を回避する。
Propitious.
縁起の良い。
Lustrous.
光沢のある。
Elude.
を逃れる。
Divulge.
を公開する。
Condone.
を容認する。
Precarious.
不安定な。
Luscious.
魅惑的な。
Spasmodic.
痙攣性の。
Irate.
激怒した。
Parley.
交渉する。
Dilapidated.
荒廃した。
Ravenous.
貪欲な。
Berate.
をがみがみしかる。
Salient.
際立った。
Protrude.
突き出す。
Fret.
を心配している。
Replenish.
を補給する。
Delude.
を惑わす。
Quench.
を消す。
Inundate.
を氾濫させる。
Parry.
受け流す。
Camaraderie.
友愛。
Defamation.
誹謗中傷。
Exuberance.
活気がある。
Mayhem.
混乱。
Debacle.
大失敗。
Complicity.
共犯。
Gibberish.
ちんぷんかんぷん。
Scrupulous.
几帳面な。
Erratic.
不規則な。
Diligent.
勤勉な。
Referral.
紹介参照。
Sojourn.
滞在する。
Acquit.
に無罪を言い渡す。
Snare.
を罠で捕まえる。
Verdict.
評決。
Plaintiff.
原告。
Eclectic.
折衷的な。
Intrinsic.
固有の。
Apathetic.
無気力な。
Antagonism.
敵対。
Obsolete.
廃れた。
Truncate.
を切り捨てる。
Void.
空白。
Bolster.
を支える。
Afflict.
を苦しめる。
Indulge.
を甘やかす。
Bail.
保釈金。
Perspire.
発汗する。
Transcend.
超越する。
Pounce.
急に襲いかかる。
Stint.
出し惜しむ。
Confiscate.
を没収する。
Denote.
を示す。
Smear.
を中傷する。
Decry.
を非難する。
Squint.
目を細める。
Intimate.
親密な。
Erroneous.
誤った。
Perpetual.
絶え間のない。
Rigorous.
厳しい。
Profuse.
大量の。
Lubricate.
に油をさす。
Lambaste.
を責め立てる。
Demolish.
を粉砕する、
allocate,
分配する、
extort,
を強要する、
anonymity,
匿名性、
raid,
襲撃、
configuration,
外形、
icon,
肖像、
hassle,
言い合い、
brawl,
怒鳴り合い、
pundit,
消息筋、
toll,
犠牲者数、
specimen,
標本、
offender,
犯罪者、
stringent,
厳しい、
lurid,
けばけばしい、
astute,
抜け目のない、
prosperous,
裕福な、
inept,
不適当な、
solely,
孤独の、
archaeological,
考古学上の、
irrelevant,
不適切な、
anti-war,
戦争反対の、
prolific,
多作の、
dictate,
を口述する、
convict,
有罪を下す、
prevail,
普及する、
provoke,
怒らせる、
obsess,
取り付く、
substantiate,
実証する、
allay,
を和らげる、
liquidate,
を生産する、
tumble,
転げ回る、
nurture,
を育てる、
refute,
を論破する、
appease,
なだめすかす、
gloat,
ほくそえむ、
rebel,
背く、
portray,
を描く、
clemency,
寛大さ、
anthropology,
人類学、
boon,
恩恵、
trajectory,
軌道、
eulogy,
賛辞、
gorge,
警告、
zoology,
動物学、
asset,
資産、
mantle,
マント、
vicinity,
周辺地域、
statistically,
統計学的に、
submissively,
いいだくだくと、
drastically,
思い切って、
overly,
過度に、
irreparably,
修復できないほどに、
effigy,
人形、肖像、
concord,
調和、
plagiarism,
盗用、
platitude,
平凡な言葉、
inhalation,
吸入、
deportation,
海外追放、
extermination,
根絶、
compunction,
良心の呵責、
legitimacy,
合法性、
solidarity,
連帯、
reign,
手綱、
culmination,
最高点、
barrage,
弾幕、
affinity,
親近感、
surplus,
黒字、
placid,
穏やかな、
intangible,
実体のない、
deplorable,
悲惨だ、
invincible,
無敵の、
inherently,
生まれつきの、
dense,
混み合った、
soggy,
びしょびしょの、
sane,
正気の、
intact,
無傷の、
so-called,
いわゆる、
pulverize,
を粉砕する、
incapacitate,
から能力を奪う、
correlate,
と相関関係がある、
descend,
下げる、
depict,
を描く、
debase,
の価値を落とす、
remit,
を送金する、
embroil,
巻き込まれる、
revitalize,
を生き返らせる、
manipulate,
を操る、
revoke,
を取り消す、
prescribe,
を処方する、
integrate,
をまとめる、
supplement,
補う、
whine,
くんくん泣く、
hallucination,
幻覚、
additive,
添加物、
hoax,
悪ふざけ、
prediction,
予測、
influx,
殺到、
resilient,
気力のある、
thermal,
暖かい、
sophisticate,
洗練された、
disruptive,
破壊的な、
cognitive,
輝きのある、
alliance,
同類、
coverage,
普及率、
activist,
活動家、
trait,
特徴、
proponent,
擁護者、
offspring,
子孫、
thesis,
論文、
famine,
飢饉、
contradiction,
矛盾、
reticent,
無口な、
scruffy,
だらしない、
cohesive,
結束した、
audacious,
勇敢な、
latent,
隠れた、
array,
整列、
ulcer,
海洋、
sweet,
スイートルーム、
squeak,
キーキーと鳴く声、
condemnation,
糾弾されること、
attrition,
消耗、
inveterate,
常習的な、
exempt,
免除された、
gallant,
堂々とした、
indelible,
消せない、
extraneous,
本質的でない、
prod,
をせかす、
abduct,
誘拐、
abscond,
逃亡する、
inculcate,
を教え込む、
taunt,
をなじる、
dawdle,
ぐずぐずする、
tally,
と符合する、
rebuff,
を跳ねつける、
douse,
を水につける、
regress,
後戻りをする、
prosecute,
起訴する、
implement,
を履行する、
undermine,
を取り去る、
resurrect,
を復活させる、
dismantle,
を分解する、
voracity,
正直さ、
brunt,
矛先、
premise,
前提、
allegiance,
忠誠、
prodigy,
振動、
clump,
群生する、
permeate,
に侵入する、
deviate,
外れる
extol,
を激賞する、
relinquish,
を放棄する、
sediment,
沈殿物、
rodent,
齧歯類、
peer,
同僚、
forgery,
贋作、
senescence,
年齢を重ねること、
demise,
死亡、
paleontology,
古生物学、
mortality,
死亡率、
altruism,
利他主義、
detriment,
損害
execute,
を執行する、
abolish,
廃止する
deter,
をやめさせる、
exonerate,
を解放する
hail,
を完固して迎える、
mandatory,
強制の
cognitive,
認知の
illicit,
不正な
decent,
きっちりした
negligible,
無視してよい
disrupt,
を崩壊させる
infer,
を推論する
decay,
腐らせる
plague,
伝染病に罹患させる
eradicate,
を撲滅する
membrane,
膜
fraction,
波数
clout,
影響力
autism,
自閉症
pathogen,
病原体
exasperate,
をイライラさせる
prank,
にいたずらをする
fray,
をすり減らす
feign,
のふりをする
heave,
持ち上げる
paltry,
つまらない
malevolent,
悪意ある
banal,
平凡な
contentious,
議論好きな
incongruous,
調和しない
elusive,
捉えがたい
obscure,
不明瞭な
derelict,
無責任な
culpable,
過失のある
murky,
後ろめたい
gist,
要点
reprisal,
報復
interlude,
幕合い
antiseptic,
防腐剤
quandary,
板挟み
identical,
同一の
accountable,
責任があって
adverse,
反対の
disparate,
異なる
unprecedented,
空前の
broach,
に穴を開ける
recede,
退く
implicate,
を関係させる
ratify,
に批准する
trim,
を刈り込む
venue,
予定地
ward,
区画
reproduction,
再現
reductionism,
還元主義
plow,
好き
nominally,
名目的に
vehemently,
強烈に
blatantly,
露骨に
allegedly,
噂では
supposedly,
推定では
defunct,
廃止された
covert,
内密の
furtive,
こそこそする
preemptive,
専売権のある、
overt,
明白な、
jest,
冗談、
homage,
敬意、
paragon,
手本、
pigment,
色素、
relapse,
再発。